V8 Super Sedan Championship, and here is your feature race. And the lineup for you: out of 1, Brad Smith; out of 2, John Leslie; then we had Ron Pine out of 3, Wayne Randall out of 4, Alan Baker out of 5, Michael G out of 6, Jared Harper out of 7, Jamie McHugh out of 8, Des Corn out of 9, Keithy Sims out of 10, and I might get my co-commentator, guest commentator, to read out 10 to 20.
Wayne Brims out of 11, Bert Bosbergen out of 12, Frankie Cross out of 13, Peter Logue out of 14, 15 sits Robert Carrick, 16 Dave Gartner, 17 Mick Nicola, 18 Barclay Moore, 19 Bernie Roberts, and John Pine in Luke's car out of 20.
Here we go, a big marauding packers, stunning Super Sedans make their way around the racetrack, and Brad Smith, I think he came into this final as the outright favourite. Ronnie Pine, what's happened to Ronnie?
Ron flat outside right.
Oh, dreadful luck. He would have fancied his chances coming out of position number 3, and he said to me, Dino, I'm an unbackable favourite for the championship.
Yeah, well, and then unfortunately for Ronnie, 1 lap in the feature, and that's it.
That's it, so unbackable, I would have lost me money.
Some of these guys in the lighter cars, you'll find them, they'll hit the cushion of the car or rear up onto the back wheels.
Johnny Leslie, guess where he is at the moment? 2nd place. What can he do? In the meantime, Brad Smith, the Tasmanian. Alan Baker, I like where he's running at the moment, in 4th place and looking menacing.
And the biggest problem, though, the cars that seem to be working earlier on don't tend to work as well later on. So you find some of the cars that are going backwards in the field, when the track starts to slicken off a bit, they'll probably come on a little bit better. Look at Jamie McHugh as well, sitting in 5th. There's Baker, fires one through on the inside of Randall.
Wayne Randall, his car looks a little tight, but maybe in the early going, that's the way to be a little tight, and then as the track slicks off, hopefully the car will dial in setup-wise.
Yeah, for sure.
First reserve, they've got to run a B main. That's my opinion anyway. They've got to give everyone an opportunity to move forward. That's what makes the Knoxville National special. You can come. In fact, the Chili Bowl Nationals this year, Darren, I don't know if you heard of that. Oh, Johnny Leslie. Trouble with a capital T. I wonder what they're going to do here. Will they let him restart in position? In fact, they do. So they deem that he mustn't have caused the problem. I don't know how you interpret those sometimes, but there you go. He's back in 2nd place.
It was a little bit of a racing incident. It's pretty hard to
to
tell, but Leslie did keep going, so he could have kept the car running in about 6th or 7th spot, but they did bring the lights on. Was there any need to do it?
Through turns 3 and 4, Alan Baker comfortable running right up on the cushion through turns 3 and 4. Gee, Keith Sims, very impressive in that Monaro. Oh, contact for the reigning Australian champion. I remember Colin Farr, one of our commentators on the night, Darren Caith, of course, for those who weren't aware, was commentating on the night. In fact, is that Mick Nicola further forward?
I think it looked like Peter Logue, actually.
Peter Logue, so Peter Logue was allowed to restart in position. Nicola went to the back of the bus.
Sorry about that, folks. We'll get it right sooner or later.
Well done, the Caith man. They come out of turn number 4, Brad Smith. Look, I've got to say it, he's looking absolutely dominant here, and if that car can hold together, I think he would win the championship.
Yeah, it's looking very smart. He was out of picture in the last, before the stoppage there with Nicola, and Smith just looking, makes a mistake there as they came out. Oh, problems actually for Smith.
Yeah, now do you remember exactly what happened?
I think it was an axle from memory, but I thought it was a little bit further on than this. Absolute heartache for Brad Smith. The car was, I would have had 100 on him.
He was the class act of the night, no doubt about it. Didn't rub another racer the entire championship. And I know personally, I have the utmost admiration for his driving ability. I know a lot of the Parramatta Sydney fans too, Darren, were thoroughly impressed with the way he drove. He drove with style and class.
Yeah, for sure. And at the moment, and I never asked that question when I was a commentator. As much Super Sedan commentating I've ever done, I've never asked that question. Dino, that's in the logbook.
Okay, good man. Yeah, in the meantime, Johnny Leslie, once again, we saw an altercation with John Pine and Bert Bosbergen. Now, John Pine was sent to the back of the bus, and he was fired up. That is an absolute understatement. He was... And massive crash for John Pine, speak of the devil, involving Bert Bosbergen, his earlier protagonist, and Wayne Randall, I believe. Terrible luck for John Pine. That is the biggest Super Sedan crash I've seen anywhere.
That is huge. And we just saw it as they came onto the main straight. John Pine was on the inside of Randall. You'll notice Randall's left rear is flat.
He's back, he said it was very character building for him. And fundamentally, though, he is A-OK, but obviously he did have some disc injury in his back, and it took some considerable time for it to repair, and it's still a process going on right now. So he did have a cracked vertebra, and pretty serious, but fortunately the medical crew did a great job, and I've got to add kudos to the recovery team, and David Higgins did a fantastic job, a Newcastle boy, and knew how to get that guy out of the car in a proper and safe master behind the race wheel, no question.
And we still have Les Light. There's Nicola, doesn't seem to have made up any ground. Baker is lapped, of course, with problems with the yellow car, back to look like Harper, then back to Wayne Brims, who's come from nowhere.
He's still trying to finish for credibility as much as anything. His championship claims are gone. But look at Mick Nicola on the high line. Darren Cave touched on it earlier. Look at him. Is this a pass for the championship race lead through turns 3 and 4 up in the marbles? What a daring pass. Mick Nicola, well done. What a move.
And poor John Leslott will be going, oh no, not again. Nicola removed. Now this man has gone rear of field halfway through the feature race. He's now trying to make it back-to-back Australian champions. John Leslott sits in second. We go back to Harper, who will be in third from Wayne Brims at the moment. Tagged the wall at Toowoomba, which hurt big time. But lucky also not to grab a tyre then as they came out onto the cushion. Great drive from Nicola.
Absolutely dominating run from Mick Nicola. Fantastic job.
Wayne Brims finishes in third spot there, and then we go back to Harper.
Well, Darren, thanks very much for joining me in commentary. Hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks for your time, mate.
Anytime, my pleasure.
Darren Kay from Newcastle, a man that's keen about his Super Sedan racing, in fact, keen about his speedway. Thank you for joining us for the Australian V8 Super Sedan title.